guys, what's up? It's Joe, ready for Raise Rise. We're back here at Clearwater Toyota, and guess what? I have that one OG of the hybrids for you, and boy, oh boy, it's looking pretty sporty. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Toyota Prius. This particular one is the sporty trim. It's the XSE. But before we get into this fuel-sipping OG of a hybrid, let's talk about what's going on here. So think about it. It's been decades since Toyota came out with the Prius, and a lot has changed since then. It's fascinating how still hybrid technology is really expanding and growing within the automotive industry, and you're finding more and more vehicles having hybrid offerings. And it's not like it was back in the past when a hybrid had to look really weird for some reason. Today, the cars look just like their internal combustion engine, non-hybrid relative. And then on top of that, the Prius is looking pretty damn good. Who would have ever thunk it? But what I want to find out is, if you look at how things are changing, the Civic hybrid, the Toyota Corolla hybrid, so many different hybrids to choose from, do you go with the Prius? And is it the most fuel efficient car on the road? Let's go ahead. Let's dive into ours and find out. First of all, XSE, great trim because you're going to get that sporty style. Plus, I love this color. It's called Reservoir Blue, one of my favorite blues from Toyota. At the front of the business, you'll see that very, very futuristic headlight design. You got your LED daytime running lamp, LED headlights, everything super sleek, super aerodynamic, Reservoir Blue, and then you have some of that metallic black and more lighting on the lower corner. But this is what I was saying. When I first saw this redesigned Prius, I was just like, wow, that's a Prius? Let me know what you think about the look of it. Now, as we come across that low slung nose, you do have functionality up top within the flat black. Don't like the way they have this rectangular bulge here for a license plate. Totally hideous. Gotta go. I wish they did something else rather than that. And then you have a little bit of that metallic black with flat black on the lower grille. And then I like the way they give it a little bit of lipstick. Some of this metallic gray lipstick around the perimeter of the lower grille. Like I said, it has some really unique style to it that still stands out because it's a Prius, but it doesn't stand out in a weird way. At least I don't think so. Now, as we rise up, you got your Toyota badge. It is sunken into the front fascia to give you better aero. And then I love the sporty lines of the hood. You got those two indentations on both sides, and that's it. Coming around the bend, what do we got? Wheel and tires. So when you go XSE, you're getting these 19-inch wheels, machined aluminum, gunmetal, metallic gray finish on them. Tires are gonna be just 195 on the width, 50 series sidewall. Now, the reason why they're not very wide tires is because you want less rolling resistance. Skinnier tire gives you less resistance, which is gonna give you better MPGs. You do, of course, have regen braking, and we do have that lithium-ion battery pack. The XSE does have the metallic black painted fender arches. Let me know what you think about it. I'm gonna zonk it. It should be all Reservoir Blue, personally. But let me know if you like the way that these are metallic black. Now, coming down the side, you do have the metallic black on your mirror cap. The rest is gonna be flat black. Like the way they have the large quarter glass on the side doors to give you better visibility. Sleek roof design. And then look at the way they work the aero on the lower portion, the way the side skirt drops down, but then it tapers in on the back portion coming into the rear of the vehicle. Your rear door handle is actually hidden in the corner of the door. Gives you nice aero. I'm not a big fan of that. That I don't like. I don't know why they have this big piece of flat black, but I do love the sleek glass to the rear of the vehicle. And then coming around back, they did a great job on the style, because if you remember the Prius models from the past generations, they had like this piece of glass here to help you see through the rear. Now they got it right. Did the LED just like they did the headlights, very sleek, how it illuminates all the way across the back. You do have your XLE badge. If you're wondering what does HEV stand for, this is a hybrid electric vehicle. And yes, a hybrid is a type of electric vehicle. You have hybrids, plug-in hybrids, which is a PHEV, and then you have full EVs. Even the Prius name and the nice dark color just looks great. And then as we work our way down to ground level, a little bit of gloss black, a little bit of blue, and then look at the Easter egg underneath the license plate where the license plate goes. Since 1997, it's been a hot minute since the Prius came into action. And like I said, it's never looked better, never. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about MPGs. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod. I'm okay with that. All the competitors have a prop rod. There is that modern hybrid power plant. No plastic covers to hide all the hoses, the wires, the tubes, but this is your inline four paired with the electric motors. Now, what do we exactly have? So what you're looking at is that tried and true 2-liter inline four paired with the 2 electric motors gives you 194 horsepower. The great news is that, waiting till you hear the MPGs, but you're looking at 0 to 60 in 7.1 seconds. It does use a CVT to help get more MPGs. It is governed to 115 miles an hour, but get ready for this. MPGs, 52 in the city, 52 on the highway, 52 combined. The vehicle weighs 3,199 pounds. Think about that. Let that settle in. 52 miles per gallon across the board. That sounds like the most fuel efficient car available today that's brand new. But why don't we go ahead, let's turn it on and see it roll. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 Toyota Prius, this being the XSE trim. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I need something that sips fuel through a tiny little straw. How much is it? So if you go with a base Prius LE, that has an MSRP of $29,000. This particular one, being an XLE, has an MSRP of $33,900. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. I like the two-tone. You have that gray with the flat black, no gloss black anywhere, even around the switchgear, soft padded armrest, and the door pocket is a decent size. You could get a beef and cheddar from Arby's, some curly fries, and a root beer to wash it down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, the soft touch, I'm really digging this trim. It's not gloss black. It shows you could use other materials, and look at the blue ambient lighting. Love the way they did that on the interior. Slide on in. The XSE gets a standard 8-inch infotainment system. It is that usual Toyota multimedia software. It's got the Prius name right in the flat black. You got a real volume knob, of course. We can go into our car settings like our energy flow and actually see the flow with the batteries and the battery pack. That's a lithium-ion battery pack. And remember, this is front-wheel drive. Throw it into reverse. It's not the clearest. So they need to update the camera on this thing. It's actually quite terrible. So I am going to zonk that. But the good news is it's on the larger side visibility-wise. Go back into park, and that's where we started. You have your power on button. We got 3 stages of heated seats. Regular climate. This isn't dual climate. You have regular climate control. So you could adjust the mode of where it's blowing. You got your blower fan, and then you got your temperature, but it's a nice digital readout. Down below, you got 2 USB-Cs, a 12 volt. You got this little cubby that you could fill up with Skittles, but then watch this. Anything you want to hide, you could put in the bottom compartment, like your cigaweed. You could put it down there. You got your 2 cup holders. Of course, you're going to have the usual Toyota key fob. It does say Prius on the back. I wish they would update the key fob. This is going to control, this is the electric shifter for your CVT. You got your different drive modes. I'll show you that when you come to the business side. And then you got this little mail slot for your phone. You just drop your phone in there to charge your phone. Semi-soft on the armrest. Open it up. You got 2 USB-Cs. And I would say you could probably put 6 6 packages of Nutter Butters in there. I love Nutter Butters. Just don't leave them in the car when it's hot because they get all melted. Then you just have to throw it out. Seats, the soft-tex material. Like the way they did a little bit of design here. Nice bolstering. You got manual adjustments for the passenger. For the driver, I have electric assist. And on the XLE trim, this does not have a sunroof. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the funky steering wheel in this Prius. All right, guys, business time. Behind the wheel, you do have your easy access, especially that lower lumbar. Ooh, that feels good. Power seats for the driver's side. I'm 6 feet tall, and even with the sleek roof, I got plenty of room in here. There has to be something weird on a Prius. I think that's like one of the non-written rules, one of the unwritten ruls. Steering wheel is definitely funky. It's one of those ones that it looks like it came out of the BZ4X. You do have the soft material, flat black on the switchgear, but the rest of it just looks totally bizarre. It is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. You do have a heated steering wheel, and there's more of that ambient lighting and nice trim. There's your digital gauge cluster. So up top, it's a 5-inch digital gauge cluster, which you could scroll through a cornucopia, a plethora of different information, but it does take some getting used to. And what's weird is when you adjust your wheel, it doesn't adjust that. And you kind of want to put your wheel, here's a little tip, you want to put your wheel a little bit lower. Normally I like to have my wheel up high. If I have it like this, I'm not going to be able to see the dash. If I put it down lower, then where they have it located is like a head-up display. So it actually works if you put the steering wheel in the right spot. But why don't we go ahead, let's go in the back seat and see if that's the right spot for your passengers. All right, guys, back seat time, and they did an excellent job. Even with that sleek roof, as you can see, I got plenty of headroom. Soft-tex all the way around, no pocket behind the driver's seat. You do have 2 USB-Cs. I have my own pocket here, and I could put a nice stack of buttermilk pancakes. That's what I want right now. Lori makes the best freaking pancakes. She puts blueberries in them for me. Sitting here though, feels great. You could pull down that nice center armrest. It's soft, 2 cup holders. And then here's another Easter egg. It actually says safety first on this piece of the interior because that's where your seatbelt is. Lots of Easter eggs. That's like the cool thing today. It's not about performance, it's about Easter eggs. But why don't we go ahead, let's see how many Easter eggs or the Easter bunny, if we could fit them in that trunk area of this Prius. All right, guys, cargo area time. Even with its sleek exterior wrapper, you're still gonna get some decent cargo space. No electric assist on the XLE trim. What you're gonna get is 20 cubic feet of space. The good news is that the rear seats do fold down. Let me see if I could squeeze in here and get them. Look at that, that's 60-40 split. I'll leave one side up, one side down, just to show you that it's totally flat. So nice to have that versatility, but why don't we go ahead? We know it gets good MPGs, but let's go ahead and see how it drives. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 Toyota Prius, this being the XLE trim. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into sport mode. You have sport, normal, eco, and custom. Right away, the interior is fantastic in this car. Not only are the seats comfortable, because they need to be, because you're gonna be in them for a long time, not stopping for fuel, but also just the visibility. It's got that very angled windshield. The visibility is fantastic, out the back, out the front. And like I said, if you adjust your steering wheel correctly, you won't have an issue with the dash. If you don't, the steering wheel is gonna block the dash and then you're gonna be frustrated. So just be careful of that. Getting to the 8-inch infotainment system is well within reach, and you can get larger depending on what trim you go with. But when it comes to hybrids, Toyota really has it down pat, that's for sure. You don't really feel when the 2-liter inline-4 is turning on and turning off, and it's a very smooth operation. You know, you got a little bit more horsepower, which is nice, and 52 mpgs. I mean, that to me is just unheard of. And when I say 52, we're talking about 52 across everything, combined highway and city. With the CVT, you are gonna get that engine drone from the RPM staying constant. There aren't any simulated gears or anything like that, so I wish they would have done something like that. Let me go ahead and come to a stop. Nobody's really behind us yet. On throttle, here we go. So obviously you're not gonna set any land speed records, but it is the fastest Prius besides the Prius plug-in that is available. And that is what kind of helps with the whole situation. You have your regen braking, which is helping to charge that lithium-ion battery pack. And like I said, this is front-wheel drive, this particular one. But just very comfortable. It's nice to have the power seat for the driver's side. And even though there's lots of different competitors in this compact size segment, compact mid-size segment, nobody could touch the MPGs of this Prius. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And with the exterior look, not many people believe it's a Prius, which is also fantastic. But going down the road, very comfortable, very composed. And like I said, it's about just everything that this car is about maximizing MPGs. It's a no compromise maximization of MPGs, whether it's the shape, whether it's the skinny tires, or the CVT. It is all here for one reason, and one reason only. It's here for MPGs, and you just can't argue with what Toyota has squeezed out of this car. 52 MPGs. I know I've said it once already. I'm gonna keep on saying it because that is quite stupendous. You can hear how quiet it is on the interior. Not a lot of road noise, not a lot of wind noise. It's got that slippery shape, a very low coefficient drag number. And then plenty of amenities and room in here. And I'm glad that the gloss black is very minimum. I wish they would have just used the material on the dash and just used the same material here and just have no gloss black. That would have been perfect, but you do have wireless charging, which is nice. But I'm hoping that this has been a good, quick overall review of what the 2025 Prius is bringing. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. That's at Clearwater Toyota. So I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day in so many ways here at Clearwater Toyota. Definitely got to thank Steven and the rest of the crew getting us access to this XSE trim 2025 Toyota Prius. Let me know what you think. If you're looking for fuel efficiency, is this the way that you would spend your money? Is this the most affordable one? Let me know in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rights family. Got to give it up to Stephen Flood. He's loving this Prius just because it would save him so much money from driving around. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.